Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Like a Pro, a brand new show by Adobe Live that is all about making creativity accessible to everyone. And when I say everyone, it's legit everyone. We're in 2021. You don't need to be a full creative professional to be able to create stuff like stunning content for your social media, short videos, also stuff like logos, just really making stuff that looks really professional. We're here to show you how to do this like a pro here on Adobe Live. My name is Claude Pichet. I'm a lead designer on the Spark team, and today I'm with my dear friend and colleague, Chloe McConnell. Hello, Chloe.
Hello, Claude, and thank you so much for inviting me to join you on Adobe Live. So my name is Chloe McConnell. I'm a product manager on the Adobe Spark team. And today we are going to show you how to create campaigns for your entire team that have your brand styles and your brand guardrails built into them. So we're going to walk through how you can use Adobe Spark with the power of libraries to create a social media campaign that follows your brand guidelines. You'll be able to share that campaign with your team so that anyone on your team can customize it and use it to reach their goals while also staying on brand. So I want to say a big hi to everyone in the chat. I love all of you that are showing up there. Hey, Christina. Hey, Andres. Hey, Michelle, Anika. Awesome to have you here. Please use the chat for questions. We're going to be moderating it. We're going to answer your questions as we go. So excited to see what you have to say. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Claude, who's going to jump right in.
Yeah, so one thing that I'd like to always ask for the people on the chat is, where are you tuning in from today? It's always great to see people tuning in across the world. So please shout out in the chat where you're logging in or viewing from today. So yeah, before I really jump into the subject, again, Like a Pro is really a show to show people that how easy it is to launch your side hustle, to create stuff that looks professional. You've seen in previous episodes where people show you how to create the logo, how to create an Instagram story like a pro, how to create some short videos, and also just like edit photos, just like a professional, right? So again, today we're going to show you some great stuff around creating a consistent looking campaign. So we can start to share my screen if possible. And then, yeah, so the problem that a lot of small and big companies face since a couple of years is that creating consistent looking content at scale can be quite a challenge. It can be really hard, whether really, if you're a small agency or if you're a really big company, like just knowing what's on brand or what's not is hard. So the source of truth is always like a PDF that lives on someone's computer that is full of really valuable information, like, you know, which logo to use, which colors to use, and which font to use and to not use. But the problem of these PDFs is that they're not really actionable. Like usually it's only the designer that has access to it, and they're not really built in the tools. So for the last couple of years, over maybe 10 plus years, like the Adobe has created the libraries, which is a powerful service and a tool that really allows you to collect different assets that you might reuse across projects for your clients, if you're in agencies, or even across different projects if you work on a company. So you can really assemble these in different folders of reusable assets. But so as you can see here, I created a library. I'm a creative professional. I work in Illustrator. I create all of these great like stickers for the project I'm working on. But today, by the way, we're gonna be Mikasa. Mikasa is a real estate company. I'll be playing the role of the designer, and Chloe will be playing the role of the marketer. So we're really going to show you that how I can, as an agency, just like provide guidance and just like share it with Chloe, and that she can just create on her own. So I grant all these libraries, and then over the last year, we've extended libraries, the power of libraries, to Adobe Spark. So you can now see all the great content that you add to your libraries in Spark, which is great, right? It's all stuff I create in Pro Apps, and then I can use and reuse across all of my projects in Spark. Most recently, though, we've introduced the concept of making templates, because yes, it's okay to have items at the atomic level, like a sticker, a photo that is all on brand, but what about when it all comes together into like a post or a creation or a design, right? So that's when the power of creating on brand is really at. Another thing that we do have in Spark is the concept of brands. And brands is where you store all of your main brand assets. So when we talk about main brand assets, you can see like your logo, all the official logos, your secondary logos, or logos on that are used on dark and all that. So if you can store all of them there in the brand manager, and then also colors, right? Like how many times are you looking for the Xcode of a specific color of your brand? Well, you don't need to go back in that PDF to really know. It's going to be there for you and usable for you in Spark. And then the last thing I'll touch about is around fonts. Fonts are super important to use the correct font so that you can ensure that the message and the voice and tone of your brand is always consistent and always reflect what the designer of this brand meant to do while he created it, right? So you can, in Adobe Spark, you can upload your own font to Spark. So any font file you have, you can use it on the web, right? Spark is a web tool. So I did talk about a lot of stuff already. Just the last thing I'll talk about around brands is that you can create multiple brands. So if you're a freelancer, you can create different brands for your different client, and then you can share that brand with them so that they can have all the assets and use them on their own. But today, we're going to talk a bit more about the templates. So like I said, it's a new element type of a library that you can create. So, and then that you can assemble some designs together. So without further ado, I'll just quickly jump to the post editor, where I'm going to create a template that I'll share with Chloe so that she can create on her own, right? Like I don't want to create these one-off designs all the time and just like deal with copy changes and stuff. What I'll do as a designer is that I'll provide a template so that she create on her own. So I can see here I'm in the editor. A few things are off already, right? Like where are my brand colors? Where are my brand fonts and stuff? So if I click on the background here, I can simply swap that out with the right color. So you can see here, background color, and it already tells me the color that came from my brand, which is super clear for me. And then boom, I just change it. The next thing I'll do is that I'll change the font to the correct font. Then you can see here, I have the open house font. I'm going to boost that out a bit. And that's okay at this time, right? I can change stuff. I can change the sizes of things. I'm the designer. I know what looks good. And I know, that it's going to be all right. The last thing I'll change here at the bottom is the actual subtext, because I added more fonts. So I have my primary fonts and my secondary fonts and my brand. So here it is, Proximo Nova. So that's great. We're missing a few items here, and I'll go about it. So another thing that I said would be content that comes from my libraries, right? I was creating some fancy stickers using Illustrator. I added them to my library, and then I can just use them within Spark. So I can click here on the assets, and I'm going to say that this one's a hot deal, right? This is a house that it's going to go on the market. It needs that sticker to stand out, and really it's that on-brand element that I've created. So you can see here, I'm just going to pop that over here. Just going to zoom out quick to have more view on my design. And you can see here that we're already looking pretty good. There's a few things I want to add. I talked about logos earlier. You can see all the logos are stored here, and I can use the right logos. I'm going to just place that logo here, bottom right. And the next thing I want to do is that on this Facebook post, I think I could use a bit more content. So I'm going to add a photo of the real estate agent that would sell that house, right? So I'm just going to go in here and pick the photo I want to use. So I'm using just a random photo right here because I know that in the end, this is just a template version of my agent. One thing that I want to do is use the power. If you were there a couple of weeks ago when I showed the power of Photoshop accessible to the world and the features like remove background that are really just magical ways for anyone to be able to just do awesome cutouts. You can see here, and instead of a few seconds, it's working like a pro or like a charm or like a pro would have done it, right? So the last thing I want to do here, it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this template. So the thing that I'll do is that I'll share that template. First, I'm going to turn this project into a template. So I'll click make a template here from the share menu. So it's just going to take a quick moment. So here I'm on the template creation step where I'm going to name this template being a open house Facebook post. And the note here is super valuable. So you want to make sure you provide extra guidance for the person that will use this template downstream, right? So you want to say stuff like simply swap content with yours. Please don't touch the logo or colors, something around those lines. And you can say use for Facebook promo, something. And then I can save it to the library. And once I save it, it's gonna just do the magic of putting it in the right folder, right, just like that. And then the next thing I want to do is to actually invite someone to this library so that, well, I'm going to invite Chloe to this library so that she can create on brand. So I can see here.
I'm ready for it, Claude. I'm so excited.
The invite button top right. And then I can just type in her email address and then say, here's some templates for your open house. And then the last thing I want to do is to change the permission from can edit to can view so that she can only use the templates out of it. I don't want her to start add stuff that are not on brand because as the designer, I'm the gatekeeper. I control stuff that goes in there so that, I can always ensure that, no one is telling me, well, it was in the library. No, like I know what's in the library. So without further ado, I'm just going to click the invite button and we're going to go to Chloe's screen and we're going to show you how to create on brand.
Awesome. I see lots of great excitement in the chat around these branding features, excitement about seeing Adobe Spark in a live show. So we're so glad that you're enjoying this so far, and keep the questions coming. So Claude will monitor it and relay any questions as they come in so we can be sure to answer them. So here we are on my end in Adobe Spark. I'm playing the role of a real estate agent right now. And as a real estate agent, I have to post out on social media multiple times a day across multiple channels. I have to do open house posts, I have to do real estate trends posts, I have to do houses sold posts, and it's just a lot for me to handle on top of my normal job. So it's normally something where I put out these posts, I edit them directly, often in the social posts, and they don't really look that good. And so Claude told me about this thing called Adobe Spark, where he can create these collections of templates, just like you saw, share them with me so that I can use them and create from them to create content quickly. So over here in my email, I get an email from Claude saying that he's invited me to this Mikasa open house library with a collection of templates that I can use for my open houses. So I click to accept that library, which takes me directly into Adobe Spark and loads the library. And lo and behold, here I see a full cross-channel campaign of templates that I can use for every open house that I have. I can preview them, and if I click over to assets, I can also see all the assets that Claude has created in Illustrator or these photos that he's edited in Photoshop that I can use directly right here in Adobe Spark. So the first thing that I'm going to do is create from this Facebook post. I see the guidance that Claude built in here. And so I'm going to follow it. And what we're doing now is we are making a copy of that template that Claude created for me to be able to create from as a social media marketer. So this is exciting for me because I have a starting point where before I've so often had to start from scratch and really didn't know how to create content that really looked on brand. So I look at this, I'm pretty excited about it, but there's a few things that I want to click and customize. First of all, this obviously isn't the house that I'm selling. So I click on the house, click replace, and I can navigate to my desktop to upload a photo of the house that I want to do. So I am selling a beautiful Victorian in sunny Berkeley, California. So I want to swap in the photo of that lovely Victorian house. I also want to update this text so that it's customized to me. So if I click on the text, we have this flyout here, which is a new type of text editing that we actually just released in Spark recently based on customer feedback to have text editing be even easier. So I'm going to make the open house longer. It actually goes till 5 p.m. I'll put my name in here so it's customized to me. Awesome. And then I've done that. And then honestly, the only final thing I need to customize is swapping in my own photo. So I click on the photo of the agent, click replace, navigate again to my desktop where I have this amazing old headshot of me looking like a real estate agent, as you'll see. And what we're doing here and why it's taking a moment is because we're gonna maintain the style that designer Claude applied to that image. So he applied that magical cutout. When I swapped in my photo, it maintained that magical cutout. So I'm just gonna nudge this down to the bottom. And then there you go. I literally did 3 things: swap the photo, update the text, swap the photo. And now I have a Facebook post that is on brand that I can post out to social as an agent and really promote what I'm doing. So this was a quick snapshot of me creating this Facebook post.
Paco just said something really hilarious on the chat, being like, Chloe's headshot really does look like a real estate agent. And that's something that we were laughing about.
Past job or something. I'm unrecognizable. It's hilarious. So now that you've seen me create a Facebook post, I'm going to now create an Instagram post. So I can go back to the library that Claude shared with me under shared with you. I can open it up and I can create, actually I'm gonna do the Instagram story. I can click on the Instagram story and create from it to show you how easy it is to customize another template and create from that campaign. The neat thing that you're going to see about this Instagram story is it has built-in animation that Claude applied. So not only can I swap in my own content, but I can also keep that animation that the designer did. So I'm going to quickly replace the house with my Victorian house again to show how easy that was. This one's a little bit simpler because it's for social.
Yeah, the neat thing about like keeping like all of the styles, just like the remove background and also the animation, is that I really, as the designer, as the art director or anyone, I can just like preset all these rules so that like, Spark can be a tool that is fun and that, suddenly like a marketer is trying to play the role of the designer. So I really, but sometimes it ends up not really how it was supposed to be. So it's all about creating this little sandbox that like go play in, but content first. Just like put your content in and that's it.
Exactly. And the brand guides are built into the content
exactly.
itself. I don't even have to think about that. And I don't even want to think about that as a real estate agent. So the last step here is when I'm ready, I can hit download. I could just download this and save it. And then use whatever. I can post it directly to social. I can use my social scheduling tools, however I want to get that out there. Now, say in this scenario, I'm actually co-selling this house with someone else, and I want them to also add their content to this post. That's when you can use our nifty co-editing or project sharing feature in Adobe Spark. You can just go up here, click on this invite button. I can write in the name of anyone else that I want to invite to this project. Please add your own content. And then I can invite them to edit. And then that way multiple people can get access to this project, can invite it, can customize it, can download it, can make it their own. So not only can we empower design systems through libraries, but we can also co-edit on the projects that we're working on as well. In terms of where you can find templates, you can find them to create from them directly from the editor, but you can also find them right here on the home screen. So if I'm logged in, there's this button that says from your templates. All you have to do is click it and it's going to load all the libraries that I have access to, and then I can navigate them and see these full campaigns, preview them directly from Spark Home, and start creating from here. So to round us out for this Like a Pro, I want to share this really exciting final nugget of awesomeness that libraries can do. So far, Claude shared how you can use libraries to help yourself create on brand, whether you're working across Illustrator and across Spark, how you can use libraries to help your team create on brand by creating these campaigns. And the final thing that we're going to share is how to use libraries to actually help your community and the public create on brand with this amazing new feature called public libraries. And so what you can do with public libraries is you can make a library public that anyone, whether they're logged out, can see it and can use it. So here's a public library that Claude helped me create called the Mikasa New Owner Social Kit. And what it is a series of posts that are tailored for new homeowners. So that if you've just bought a home, you can share your excitement on social, say, hey, we're new homeowners. And inadvertently, you're also sharing the Mikasa brand and helping us promote our brand. And so what I'm going to do is go to share and then make this a public library. So I hit manage link. It's going to load this public link. And all I have to do is copy this link. And then whenever anyone has sold a house, I can send them this link so that they can use this kit. And I'm going to switch over to Safari just to show you what this looks like logged out. So say I paste this link in Safari, and then here I am in an actual, I'm not logged in, a logged out view of Adobe Spark where I can see this whole campaign. I can preview it. I don't even have to be a paid user. I can just click create. It takes me right into Spark to create from this, and I can customize it and post it out to social. And so just like that, I've created a viral campaign that all my clients can use to spread the message of Mikasa beyond just me. And so I know that was a whirlwind tour. Are there any sort of questions in the chat to talk about some of these?
I think that one last thing that we can talk about around public libraries is just the fact that anyone, if you're a creative professional, you can create these public libraries that then and then just like share them, make them public, and that then any Spark users or anyone in the world can just start to follow and use your assets and their creations. So you can start to become a Spark mini influencer of some sort, and just see your creations across the world, which is pretty awesome too.
Yeah, it's such an awesome way to spread your personal brand, or if there's like something like a cause that you really care about or a message that you really care about, creating a public library with templates like that, putting it up on social so that anyone can create content with your starting points. You can become a Spark template designer now, which is really fun. Awesome. So a quick recap of what we shared today was about how you can use Spark plus libraries to create social media campaigns that are on brand so that you can use them for yourself to create on brand, so that your team can create on brand. And now with public libraries, so that your network can even use these templates to create on brand, which is super exciting.
Yeah, I highly encourage everyone on the chat to start to experiment these features with your team. So whether if you're the marketer or the designer, I'd probably say, like, give it a shot. We've seen a lot of success from a lot of our customers that really are in love with this feature. So I'm sure you will as well. So really, I hope that you've learned a lot today. I hope it was a blast for y'all to just, participate in the chat. I definitely had some fun. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining today.
Yeah, and please be in touch. You can find us both on social media. We love talking with you. We want to get your feedback on these. We love making the product better based on what you're working on. And hey, tag us when you share your public libraries. We want to see them and we want to create with them and we want to be inspired by you.